Hey guys, it's Chrissy Senpai Art again, and well, I'm playing Pokemon. It has been a little over a month. I want to do these every week with the video game portion and the speed paint portion, but my body had different ideas of what it wanted to do, so yeah, I was gone for a month. But it's all good now. Brain Baby was just angry when I tried to do something to make my body feel better, and went on a full, hissy fit. So, you know, just those cool things. Today, we're doing Roselia, one of my favorite grass-type Pokemon of the Hoenn region. I didn't really know what to expect with this run. There aren't too many gyms that Roselia really does good against, I would say. Roselia's starting moves and stats aren't too bad. I honestly don't remember if the nature was good or not. I've done this over a month ago and just got to the point where I could sit at the computer and stare at it for long periods of time. You would be surprised at how hard a brain cyst makes things to do when it comes to computer stuff. Even like regarding art, I have had to mostly do traditional stuff. As per usual, we catch our pickup squad of Zigzagoons, and I name them after all my favorite fluffy animals. Because I'm obsessed with poofy boys, and we have to help Wally catch Roths because the 9-year-old, I'm not exactly sure how old Wally is very sickly and needs some help. Also, Mr. Geppetto is just wandering around. Please leave me alone. I don't want to deal with you. That's the only thing I don't like about this game is that weird, creepy dude. The first gym, absolute breeze. The rules, I don't think I mentioned them at the beginning because I was rambling. The rules are simple. I don't use items. TMs are cool. I use the Zigzagoons and just swap them in and out. This was the only easy gym that I remember. Many of them I was one shot in. You'll see. You'll all see. So we get to Rustboro, beat the gym leader, go get, cut and stuff. I gotta go catch my Flash Pokemon because I really hate going through that cave without Flash. Accidentally named him Flesh, or Fleesh, I guess, because I spelled it incorrectly. But we're not going to call him that. I meant to call him Flea, but I'm an absolute idiot when it comes to using little tiny keys. So now we're going to go save the little Wingull dude. Go save Mr. Wingull, or Pico, and then we got to go fight our rival again. The first fight wasn't too bad. I had to level up a good bit for it because I am a grass Pokemon against a Torchic, but this one wasn't too bad. It was just mostly trying to get the poison off on them and also trying to suck away enough health before they had a chance to beat me to death. So I go over back into the woods. I go get the Miracle Seed because it boosts grass type moves. And during this run, I do use a lot of different held items, which are perfectly fine. We just don't use healing items during battle. I use a lot of different items through this run to get Roselia through. I just kind of change my strategy as I go because that's just easiest for me. I have to speed these up so these videos aren't almost an hour long because I can't talk to myself for an hour. So I don't really go over them that much. You can see when I switch them for the most part, but generally Quick Claw, Miracle Seed, some of the incenses, stuff like that. Nothing major. This gym was honestly not too bad either. I think I lost to one of the people in the gym at one point, if I remember correctly. Again, been over a month since I've played this, and I don't write any scripts out, so I'm just trying to remember the best of what I did the best I can. Because my brain is completely fried. It wasn't too bad. Obviously, I beat him. All I gotta do is just out-heal him, and most of his Pokemon are strong defensively, I think. Compared to, at least, specially. They have more defense, regular defense, than special defense. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know what happened when I was doing things. As you can see, I go get the EXP share because we're gonna level up these Zigzagoons so I can harvest some rare candies from them. I actually got a lot of rare candies in this run. I remember that because I thought it was strange how many I got. But I ain't complaining because at one point in this run, you will see what I'm talking about. I wanted to cry, but we'll get there when we get there. Now we're just going to go buy, I guess a whole 24-pack of Coke from this dude. And I'm not talking about the drink, because there's just a whole little thing here that just sells soda pop. I haven't been to a beach ever, except one time, and all I did was step on it. So I don't know if soda shops are normal, but whatever. There's Mr. Creep again. Scott, just creeping. Also, I'm going into the creepy man's little mystery house. I get to go in his basement and get to go look for stuff. So that's fun for a child to do. Listen, kids, if someone ever tells you that they have surprises in their house and you can go in their basement and go look around for other lost kids, I would definitely do that because that's the best thing you can do. The rival battle this time I lost the first time because I just kept missing like a dingus. But the second time, perfectly fine. Most of these battles are either 1 or 2 tries or 10 to 20 times. There's like no in between. You know, there's not, oh, I just do it in a couple tries. No. I do it in 1 or 2, or it takes multiple hands to count it on. Poor Roselia he just doing his best, you know what I'm saying? I go over, beat up this family, get to beat myself up but a female version of myself, because that's not weird. And I guess Grandma gets mad because I beat her whole family, so she's coming at me with a sandal. But I beat the whole family only because I like to do everything in these games. I don't really like to just speed through the game. I like to play the whole game. And even though that item is essentially useless for Roselia, I still wanted to beat him. To show them that they suck at Pokemon just like I do. Now I go beat Wally up because beating up children is fun. Scott, he's just like, hey kid, eventually I'm going to take it in my van. I'm like, please don't do that. Please don't do that to me. But as you see, I am now in Watson's gym. It doesn't go too bad for the most part, but when you're a grass poison type going against electric and a steel type, you don't have much of an advantage other than the fact they also can't hit you very hard unless they use normal attacking moves. Then I ended up being a little SOL, if you know what I'm saying. But I grinded through all of these regular trainers perfectly fine. Not a pain in the butt. These buttons in this gym are a pain in the butt though, because I kept stepping on the wrong ones and kept screwing up the little like barrier thing. Also, what's with these electric gyms and these, they all have like these barriers, it feels like. Y'all, I don't know if you can hear, but the ice cream truck going by, I've summoned Scott in real life. I wish I could go outside. Man, I don't think they would want a 24-year-old woman buying ice cream from them though. I've absolutely destroyed this playthrough by playing Mr. Creepy Ice Cream Man's music in the background. But I hope you enjoyed. I didn't even know ice cream trucks were even a thing anymore until I moved out here. And it was over a year before I even heard it. And now it's like once every week. Like, I don't think they're supposed to be here on Wednesdays. I thought it was Fridays, but whatever. Ice cream truck man's here. Or attacking the Team Magma leader. I get my ass handed to me a couple of times because I'm going against a double volcano Pokemon. Volcano Camel, I guess you could say, is what he is. Okay, I hope y'all don't mind Mr. Ice Cream Man in the background a little bit. I don't think he's going away anytime soon. I think it's like the creepypasta fucking siren head that I keep hearing. That's another thing. I know I'm completely not talking about the Pokemon challenge right now, but I hear sirens every damn day here. So I'm assuming Siren Head is just hungry because none of us have been going out of our houses really. Now we're at Flannery's gym and my crackhead brain is finally focused. This gym took a little over 10 tries. I don't like to show all of them because I don't hate myself that much to do that, but her gym was pretty hard for very obvious reasons. I'm a little bit of a squishy boy. If you've ever had a rose before, like some lover gifted you a rose, you know they die pretty quickly. Especially if you start beating on them. If you've ever, like, fucked it up, like, broken the petals off and stuff, yeah, that rose gonna die. Nothing gonna save it. But, yeah, eventually I did power through it, and I was like, nice, I don't have to deal with this. And also, I go pick the claw fossil, because, somebody might ask. If you do, feel free. The other one just disappears into the dirt, even though it literally just, like, falls right behind me, but whatever. I guess when there's a tiny little specific area that's constantly in a sandstorm, it's gonna bury everything. Should I just go talk to him? Go see if he's doing like one of the Junji Ito comic with the ice cream man? That's horrible. I should not say that. Y'all should go check it out though. Junji Ito's amazing if you haven't heard of him or know of him. But now we're beating up my dad. He was probably one of the easier ones because I just had to keep sucking health, and swacking is literally just a big ball of health. So he was pretty easy. Some of the people in his gym gave me problems because, as I, usually do, I battle everyone that I can, and one of them has a swallow. And that swallow handed my ass to me. Was not very pleasant. But now that I finally have surf, because Wally's daddy gave it to me, I'm just gonna go beat up everyone in the ocean, like a weirdo. I also go do Watson's bidding and go mess in the basement, because for some reason, even though I'm like a 10-year-old kid, I just keep going in these weird men's basements, and I'm followed by multiple men, because, that ain't weird at all, is it? One of my favorite things from these games was the camera people. I don't know why I liked the camera people so much, but it was always fun to put in like stupid phrases because you have to hit like pre-selected ones, you couldn't type them out. And I would just try to think of the dumbest thing that I could, because I was like 10 when I got this game or something around that time frame, and it was great. So I go sleep in the weather institution. I don't know exactly why there's a bed in here. I've never been to a news station that has had a bed in it, but I've also only been to a news station one time in my life. So maybe it's common to have beds in your news stations. Who knows? But I go up here to... Oh my god, he's still outside. I go up here to beat the Team Aqua grunt and the leader lady with the big red hair who kind of reminds me of Miss Fortune from League of Legends a little bit with that hairstyle and the whole piratey theme. And now I'm battling my rival again. I got beat at this one a few times because 1, he has Pelipper, 2, he has Combustion, and obviously that is not a good mixture for me. But I got it the second time, perfectly fine. Scott's like, "Hey baby, you want to get in my van?" I'm like, "No, I'm a child, please fuck off. You're getting weird." And then we get to go do another rival battle. Now he has a tree god, essentially. He's got bananas on his chin. That's always been my favorite thing about trophies. This got, I guess in this game is the nab berries. He's got bananas on his chin, okay? And it's hilarious. But this one was not bad at all. I only had to do it one time with all this money I've been hoarding. I go pick up some stuff out of Mount Pyre, I go up here, go grave robbing, and I get to go save the old people again, because we gotta save the old people. Because for some reason, and here we go, this is what I was dreading and why I put her off and did the last tribal battle first. Winona, she was a huge obstacle. I'm not even over-exaggerating because I remember this. I had to stop recording because I was losing so hard for a while, and I grinded up on all the trainers around me. Eventually I did get her, but it took about 30 tries. And I'm like, damn woman, like, can you stop beating me up, please? Please let me win. I'm doing a challenge video and I need to win. Now we go summon the ground god. Now I get to go mess with Maxie again because he just can't get enough. Even though he did beat me a few times, from one reason or another. I do need to go get return for my beautiful little Rose, but that isn't going to happen right now. I don't do too bad the second time around. Most of these, like I said, are either like 1 or 2 times, or takes a couple of hands. Now I go immediately to the Team Aqua base, go raid them, go beat up everyone. Team Aqua is so much easier than the Team Magma people to fight. I go clear that out, and then I get on that boat with all the people on it. Go raid the boat. I didn't show the boat. Then I go and face another big obstacle. The Psychic Gym with Tate and Liza. Oh my god. Being a secondary poison type, and I looked through Roselia's move pool, I posted it at the beginning. There literally was nothing I could do except try to outlast them. I did get returned finally, but every time they would hit me, it would be a huge chunk. Now, granted, they have a couple of ground types that I can take a lot of HP from, but I had to go through this battle a lot of times just to work a strategy because I wasn't exactly sure how much I needed to do. I wasn't exactly sure which method would be the best for dealing with their Pokemon. Because like I said, a couple of ground ones, easy to take out, but the problem was Xatu and Claydol, which are their openers. Lunatone and Solrock aren't as bad. I don't know why, I don't know if they're weaker or not, but they didn't give me as much trouble as the first two. Now I go to the space station, and I get to go fight with everybody's favorite boy, Steven. Which, again, why are people relying on a 10-year-old to do anything? I know everybody makes these jokes, but I'm really questioning it. Have you ever met a 10-year-old? God, I hate my life. What have I become? But yeah, I beat them 10 out of 10. I think I had to redo it only once because I just got an unlucky hit. And now I got to go beat Archie again because he just hasn't had enough of me whomping his ass. He also beats me with his Pokemon. He also beats me with his Pokemons, and it made me sad that I had to go through all that crap to get back here repeatedly. And I also had to get rid of a couple of my Linoons to keep the HM slaves in there. I got a Tentacool because I thought he could learn everything. And then I just kept battling him over and over again until I won. That's, I mean, literally however battle works in this game, but you know what I mean, right? Return has been so helpful because my little rosebush loves me so much. I wish mine in real life did. I don't know why his text cut off like that. I noticed when I was editing the video, I couldn't find the text, like to the finishing part of the text. But, you know, whatever. I go summon Sky Daddy, also known as Rayquaza, to go tell his friends or children, I'm not exactly sure, to shut the fuck up and stop fighting so loud next door. Gotta bang on that wall to tell them kids to stop running around in the apartment building. God, it makes it sound like I hate children. Also, Corfish, rest in peace, buddy. You have done so well for us, Krabby. Now we're here with good old Juan. I wanted to say Ron for a second because I've been re-obsessing myself with Harry Potter because I want to buy all the books since I read my sisters as a kid. And I've been playing that really bad phone app game. And I would say it's bad because it has one of the jankiest energy systems. Like, yes, put time limits on things that I can't fulfill because I only have so little energy every couple of hours. I shouldn't complain about that game. This is not what this video is about. But now we get to Wally. I start whomping on him. Whomping's one of my favorite words, but his Pokemon are fairly strong against my poor little Roselia, except his cat bitch. I make do and it's not too bad. I get through fairly quick, and look, I'm fighting myself again. A lot of people in this generation for some reason have a Roselia. I'm not exactly sure why. They aren't the strongest boys, but I mean, until, you know, Roselia is able to evolve, but in these games, Roselia is not able to evolve, sadly. I wish she was, because what you're about to see later in the video, you would understand why I ended up where I did, and I wouldn't feel as bad about myself for it. Now, here we are at the Elite Four. The first guy, Sydney wasn't too bad. I just had to keep smacking on him. I had to get through him a couple of times, though, because I did have to go back and level up a few times. You will see that later. But yeah, I didn't have the best of times in the Elite Four, mostly because this bitch. This bitch right here is always hard in these solo runs, because she has two Dusclops that just destroy any Poke points that you have. so I went back and I leveled up a bit because I knew I wasn't getting through at level 72. I try to beat them, you know, at a reasonable level, but here we are at level 85. Look at him stat, that special attack looking mighty juicy. But my defense is looking mighty sad. But I think the defense on Roselia is better than the other Pokemon I've had. I'll have to check and correct myself if I'm wrong. I probably am. But Roselia seems to be taking hits as long as they are not fire or flying. Also, I get so irritated when they use full restores. I taught Roselia Shadow Ball because it just made my life so much easier to have something to hit her with. And then now we have to fight Glacia, which is another huge roadblock. I didn't show all the times, again, that I lost to her. I would say I lost a good 50 times. Sydney wasn't hard. He only caught me a few times, like when I wasn't paying attention 100%. But Glacia made me want to go in my bed, give up, cry myself to sleep like I do every night, and just say fuck this game. But I had to at least beat the Elite Four once to prove that Roselia can in fact beat Pokemon Emerald. So I just truck through as hard as possible. My moveset now is Synthesis, Return, Shadow Ball, and Double Team. People hate... Or I got rid of Shadow Ball and replaced it with Toxic. My moveset is Synthesis, Return, Toxic, and Double Team. People hate the Double Team, even though Toxic's a pretty cheap thing too. But you gotta do what you gotta do. When everything hits you like a damn semi-truck, you gotta take it, you know what I'm saying? So I just keep smacking with Return and smacking with Return. And eventually, I get past Glacia. And next... someone who wasn't as bad of a roadblock, but is still a roadblock because half of his Pokemon knows some sort of move that hurts me really bad, or more than half. I was like, you know what? This Shelgon, he's just a little dude in his little emo hoodie. You know, like in middle school when you wore your hoodie everywhere even though it was 90 degrees. I know you. I know what you did. I did the same thing too. But I double teamed up on him. And what's funny is I was still losing with Double Team because Aerial Ace never misses. And that becomes a point of interest later on in the run. I'll bring it up when it's time. But I had to pretty much do my best to stay alive, especially with Salamence, because that was the hardest one to get past. Flamethrower on that boy just hurts. Kingdra, nothing. He was a pain in the butt and a few other challenges. Kingdra is nothing right now. Especially when you have so many double teams. What's it gonna do? Smoke screen me around me? Smoke screen around me? So now we get to the champion. The best boy. That is not Steven, because Steven is really best boy. Wallace. I crank up the double teams on Wailord. Because again, his Pokemon, even though they're all water... still, I lost against a lot because I'm just so squishy. And for some reason, Wailord knows Blizzard? What? Like, when I think of a whale, I don't think of a blizzard. You know what I'm saying? So, I had to crank up the double team. Had to get past Wailord without hurting myself too much because I needed all the synthesis I could get. And the one positive about being poison type is that fucking Tentacruel cannot toxic me. That was a huge problem in some of the other runs of me getting toxiced by these boys, or really any. But eventually, we become the champion of the Hoenn region. Me, my Roselia, and my legion of ferrets. I'm not exactly sure what Lanoon is, but we get into the Hall of Fame. And now, you know what comes next. I skip through this part. I have to max out my level, honestly, because if you know what Steven's team looks like and you know who he sends out first, my Roselia does not stand a chance. As you can see right here, for the rest of the video, it will be attempts at this battle. And it made me sad to say, I don't think Roselia can beat Steven, no matter what move pool I give it. Its move pool is not the best for dealing with steel types, or flying really, but at least with flying, I could get past it. But now I have a Pokemon that is double resistance to my strategy, which is keep like healing from them, healing myself. They can't be toxic. He's a steel trainer, so I can't toxic any of his Pokemon. And I'm just like, well, I've spent, like, this isn't even the first time I've tried to go through him. I tried to go through him every 5 levels between 85 and now just to see if I could do it. Here's the stats. Just look at them. That special attack is pretty great, but I just couldn't do it. I've looked into the move pool. I tried to think of items I could use. I did everything I can think of. And everything I learned, Skarmory resisted. I guess I could have tried, I could have saved Shadow Ball for this moment, but I still don't think I would have gotten past it. And it's because, Double Team's absolutely useless because it has Aerial Ace. So I'm just like, well, shit, what am I supposed to do? And then I just made the call, and I'm like, I'm not going to get past this without items. And even with items, I'm still getting my ass handed to me repeatedly. That Skarmory is like coming at me with those knife wings that it has. I could not get past this thing, even with a bunch of items. I was like, oh my god, is Roselia that weak against this one specific Pokemon? Which I guess makes sense because it's quad resistant to everything I have, and I don't resist it at all because Aerial Ace, anyone? So, as you can see, there is still a good bit of video left. I'm still struggling to win this battle, but this is the one that slowed down. There was a couple of times I actually got past Skarmory and then immediately lost to the next Pokemon. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do at this point. So I got past her and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep healing. Because Armaldo knows Aerial Ace. I guess his whole team does. I don't know how he got all the TMs. I guess they all just learned Aerial Ace at some point while you're training them. But it was not pleasant in the slightest to use all these damn items. I just wanted Roselia to show how strong he could be. And then he's like, nah, not at all. I feel like Roselia would have had a much better chance in the Kanto region, like Whalmer did, because Whalmer would have never have gotten through this region only because Whalmer cannot hit anything until level 10, and there's not a safe Pokemon to hit on. I guess except Ralts, but usually they run away, so like how am I supposed to kill Ralts before it teleports? You know what I'm saying? So I think Roselia would have done much better in the Kanto region. But you've seen how many items I've had to use just to get to this point. But eventually, very, very eventually, I honestly think this, at least for me, I could not find a way to get Roselia to beat Steven by itself. And it makes me sad that this is technically the first failed challenge I had, and I'm only like 3 or 4 in. So, 10 out of 10, would not recommend. Roselia was a big pain in the butt through most of the run. At least with my water Pokemon I usually use, they have a much more diverse move pool usually. They can use electric sometimes. Starmie can learn almost any type of move. Like, if I remember correctly, Starmie can learn Grass Knot. I'm thinking later generations here. Grass Knot, either Thunder or Thunderbolt, Psychic, Water, it can learn Gyro Ball. It can learn so many types of coverage moves. And obviously it has recovery spam. But Roselia, I'll be honest, I don't know where that stopped recording. It was fairly quickly. But yeah, we beat Steven only with like hundreds of items. And I hope you guys enjoy. Hopefully this won't happen again where I just go forever without posting anything. But when you have a chronic problem, shit happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And please don't be like Scott and following children around. That's a little weird, dude.